Alright, I'll be honest here. I did try to think of some sort of pun to go along with the Sox are hot and the bell tolls. I don't know. But either way, we're having a good time. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin, and thank you very much for clicking on this video. Ladies and gentlemen, the Red Sox are hot right now. They just went into Baltimore and they won all 4 games in that series, officially putting them at 75-60 on the season. The first time they are 15 or more games over 500 since 2021. It's been basically 4 years since the Red Sox last looked like this. Good for the top wild card spot. Good for 3.5 games back of the Toronto Blue Jays. The really only unfortunate part of this series for the Red Sox is the fact that the Yankees are just simply keeping pace with them right now. The Red Sox have won their last 4 games. The Yankees have won their last 5 games. The only good thing you got going for them is the fact that the Yankees and Red Sox are both 7-3 because the Red Sox won 3 games against the New York Yankees. So you sit here, and I don't know, it's pretty much all good things, right? And on top of the Red Sox sweeping the Baltimore Orioles here, we got some absolutely massive news to talk about, because if you couldn't tell by my attempt at a mustache here, Peyton Tolle is now with the Boston Red Sox. I think that's exactly where we got to start, right? Because we've been talking about this for a week now. Walker Buehler gets moved to the bullpen. We sit here and we say, what are the Red Sox going to do, right? It's either going to be Kyle Harrison or Peyton Tolle, especially with Richard Fitz hitting the IL. We sat there and we talked about the potential of Peyton Tolle joining this Red Sox team and hopefully helping them dominate during this stretch run here, and it all felt like hopes and dreams. Well, now it's an actual reality, because if you missed it, last night Ken Rosenthal reported that the Boston Red Sox are calling up their number 1 prospect, one of the top prospects in the country, and one of their best pitching prospects the Sox have had in a really long time. And if that doesn't fire you up as a Red Sox fan, I genuinely don't know what is going to fire you up at this point, right? Between a sweep and calling up your number 1 prospect to help you continue to win, that's like the dream come true, is it not? I mean, genuinely, it's fantastic. Peyton Tolle's had what I would just describe as maybe the most meteoric rise we've seen from a prospect since Roman Anthony, right? This dude has just simply taken over Red Sox Nation, really baseball in general. This season, it's a 3.04 ERA, a 2.76 FIP, and 91 2/3 innings. He's striking out 13 batters per 9 innings, which is just absurd on its own, but it's even more absurd when you look at the fact that he's walking just 2.26 per 9 innings. That's almost 6 strikeouts for every walk he's given up. Not to mention the fact that this is his first professional season in Major League Baseball. This dude came into the Red Sox system and just immediately looked like a guy that was going to be at the big league level this year, and now he's finally achieved that. On top of this, we got to take a look at his percentile rankings in AAA, because it's so red, I may genuinely get a sunburn just simply from looking at it. Every single one of his percentiles in his few starts at the AAA level this season have put him in the spot where he's either the best or he's towards the best in the entire minor league system. I mean, look at this. The only 2 percentiles where he's not 97th percentile or higher are his whiff percentage, where he's still in the 84th percentile. Like, that's really, really good. And his O-swing percentage, which is the 58th percentile. He's literally not below average at a single thing, man. This is, I mean, genuinely, we're looking at this guy, and this is what we've been waiting for, right? We wanted the Red Sox to be aggressive. We wanted the Red Sox to sit here and just simply put their most talented team on the field. Peyton Tolle was absolutely a part of that, and the Red Sox sat there and they said, yeah, we could have gone the safe route, right? We could have done an opener and then Walker Buehler. We could have gone with Kyle Harrison, but we want to put our most talented team on the field, and Peyton Tolle is absolutely a part of that. But before we get too excited about this whole Peyton Tolle stuff, there are a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. The first thing I wanted to talk about is that there are going to have to be a couple of moves to get Peyton Tolle onto this Red Sox team. The first thing they need to do is find a way to get him onto the 40-man roster. Now, there are 2 pretty easy ways to do this, in my opinion. One of them I think is a little bit more likely than the other. The first option you have is to DFA Isaiah Campbell. Now, we talked about this multiples of times here on this channel, right? Isaiah Campbell doesn't really look like he's cut out to be a major league reliever. He's kind of just taken up a 40-man spot here. I wouldn't be shocked if the Red Sox said, you know what, we're just going going to remove a pitcher, we're going to add this pitcher and kind of be done with it. The other one here is probably the easier one in my opinion, and that's just simply moving Marcelo Meyer from the 10-day IL to the 60-day IL. By doing this, you take him off the 40-man roster. You don't have to DFA anybody. You look at the Red Sox right now and you say as many arms as humanly possible to keep this ship going, I think you're going to need, and we've seen Isaiah Campbell come up in spots where the Red Sox just simply need a warm body, but once they figured that out, now you got to figure out how to get him onto the 26-man roster, and this one a little bit more complicated, right, because there's not a clear and obvious sort of pathway for the Red Sox to be able to fit this guy on the big league club. You look at the bullpen here, and everyone's kind of contributing, right? There's no real, like, sore thumb, although I mean, I guess you could point to Jordan Hicks as that sore thumb a little bit, right? But at the same time, too, you've got that guy for a couple more seasons. He doesn't have any options. It would be, in my opinion, I think a little bit rash for the Red Sox to DFA Jordan Hicks just simply to get Peyton Tolle up here. Outside of him, it gets a little bit complicated, but the Red Sox are in a really good place because in 3 days, the Red Sox and every roster in Major League Baseball is going to expand by 2 players. So if they option someone down tonight, they can just bring him back at the beginning of this Cleveland Guardians series. And to me, that makes Brandon Bernardino the most obvious choice here. It's not because Bernie's a bad pitcher. It's not because Bernie doesn't deserve to be on the Major League team. It's because you've got Matz, you've got Wilson, you've got Chapman, and all of them have been really fantastic over these last few games. All you really have to do is option Bernie, keep him with the big league club. You don't have to send him down to Worcester, and then just simply wait until rosters expand and bring him back up, right? And we'll see. Probably by the time some of you guys are watching this video, actually, the exact move will be made. But in my opinion, it's going to be Marcelo to the 60-day, optioning a Brandon Bernardino. Now, the second thing I wanted to go over with Peyton Tolle is that this is unbelievably exciting, right? Not only are you getting your top prospect for, the 3rd time this season coming up to the Major League level. You got Campbell, you had Meyer, you had Roman Anthony, you had Stinson Garcia. Now you get Peyton Tolle. That's 5 top 100 prospects in the same season. But you're calling him up in a situation where it's unbelievably hype. You're coming into Fenway Park in the Fenway Greens, right? And he's facing the, second best pitcher in all of baseball right now in Paul Skeens. Right, that is an unbelievable matchup, and I think fans are going to sit there and say, okay, we're going toe-to-toe, right? And I don't exactly know if they're going to go toe-to-toe, to be honest with you. One, you need to remember that Peyton Tolle, this is his first professional season, right? He has never played professional baseball outside of this year, so I don't really know what to expect from him at the Major League level. I'm hoping it's pure dominance. I mean, you look at the stuff, and it's absolutely there for him to dominate. The second thing is that he's already at 91 2/3 innings, right? That's more than he's ever pitched in his entire career, even outside of professional baseball. So there's going to be an innings limit, right? He's not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with Paul Skeens, let's say 8-9 innings each, and it's a, no-hitter on both sides until the extra innings when the Red Sox walk it off. That's just simply not going to happen. But at the same point, too, what you can expect from Tolle is probably about 5 innings, probably about 80 pitches, and probably a whole lot of strikes, right? That's just simply who this guy is. So it's going to be really interesting to see kind of, 1, how he matches up in those first 5 innings, Paul Skeens. 2, it's going to be interesting to see how the Red Sox navigate this. Are they going to keep him on the strict pitch limit that he's had in AAA recently, where it's been 80 pitches or 5 innings, or are they going to let him eat a little bit in his first start and then reel him back in once he gets, settled into Major League Baseball? So a couple of things to pay attention to with Peyton Tolle, but ultimately, again, you sit here, and I just simply don't know how you're not excited about this, right? And I think my favorite part about this is just simply how aggressive the Red Sox are being, right? We talked about this at the beginning of the season when the Red Sox were struggling a bit. The best way to fix themselves was to just simply find a way to fit the most talent they possibly can on this roster. At the time, we were talking about Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer. Now, we're talking about Peyton Tolle, right? But on top of Peyton Tolle joining this Major League team, I'm also fired up because of the way the Red Sox are playing right now. Again, they just swept all 4 games against the Baltimore Orioles. That's very difficult to do. It's very difficult to do on the road. It's very difficult to do when you don't score a ton of runs. I think my biggest takeaway from this series is just simply one thing. It's that this Red Sox team is so much different than the Red Sox teams we've seen over the last couple of years, and even different than the Red Sox team we saw at the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the year, it was a lot of, how are the Red Sox going to lose this game? Right? They're ahead by 1 run. What's going to happen here that's going to make them lose by 1 run between the 7th and the 9th inning? Now it's kind of the opposite, right? The Red Sox are down by a run, and you sit there and you say, who's going to win this game for the Red Sox? Trevor Story, Roman Anthony, Jaron Duran, Rob Refsnyder, Romy Gonzalez, Cedar Rafaela. They all had really big moments in this series, right? And I think looking at this team right now, it's hard not to be excited about that, right? I understand that there could be some issues with this team right now, and I understand there are some negatives that we could talk about. specifically on the offensive side of things, where they're hitting just 230 with a 262 on base percentage and a 444 slug in this series, where they struck out 37 times and walked just 5. But right now, what really matters to me more than anything else is the fact the Red Sox are putting W's in the W column, right? The sort of place and time for us to sit here and talk about narratives and talk about how the Red Sox are getting to these wins or how the Red Sox are getting to these losses has kind of passed a little bit, right? We talk about this all the time. Every single win the Red Sox get right now is gigantic. You're in lockstep with the New York Yankees. You're not too far ahead of the Seattle Mariners. You're not too far behind the Toronto Blue Jays, right? Every single time out here, it's going to feel like a must-win game. And so to me, what's more important than just simply how the Red Sox are doing it is, are the Red Sox doing it? And right now, that's what they're doing. They're finding ways to win baseball games. And a lot of it has to do with the fact the Red Sox pitching staff right now is just utterly dominant. While the offense has sputtered a little bit, pitching went into this series and threw a 150 ERA with a 240 FIP with 41 strikeouts and 7 walks in this series. It was literally like, okay, you know what? The offense isn't doing super well. We're going to lock it down from this end. And that's exactly what they did, right? And again, we talk about what's separating this team from the teams we've seen over the past couple of years, right? A lot of Red Sox fans have that sour taste in their mouth where, okay, they're doing well, but where's the collapse? They've collapsed so many times in a row. We're just waiting for that to happen again. This is why this team is different. Right? This is what separates a good Red Sox team from a really good Red Sox team, and it's this ability to pick each other up. And it wasn't just simply the pitching, right? You talk about the entire series as a whole, there were times where the defense picked up the pitching. I mean, Garrett Crochet wasn't the sharpest he's been, but Trevor Story makes an incredible play, prevents sort of a blow-up from Garrett Crochet, and all of a sudden he gives you 6 innings, 2-run baseball, right? Or even when they're making defensive miscues, like the Ceddanne Rafaela and Jarren Duran not catching that baseball and putting the Orioles ahead by a run. All of a sudden, they come into the 9th inning and it's Duran a single and Ceddanne Rafaela a home run. Those two immediately make up for it. This is exactly what separates the good and the really good teams. It's this ability to pick up each other. It's this ability to win in a multitude of different ways. Could I sit here and talk about the fact that the Red Sox offense is sputtering and that's a concern? Yeah, I absolutely could, right? But let's talk about the fact that despite the sputtering, they were able to win 4 games. I mean, right now, they're flat out winning games they wouldn't have won 3 months ago, and they're winning games they probably shouldn't win now. And that's a really, really big thing, and that's a really important thing heading down the stretch here. The Red Sox, because of this 4-game sweep, because of the fact that they're 15 games above 500, have put themselves in a position where they have over a 90% chance of making the postseason at this point, right? To me, it just doesn't feel right to sit here and only focus on the negatives. It just simply doesn't, right? So I sit here and I'm excited, right? I'm excited about all of this, and this series in particular got me incredibly excited about what the Red Sox could do. Kind of moral of the story here is that waking up today was a good day for Red Sox fans. Not only are you coming off of a sweep of the Baltimore Orioles, not only are you in the best position in terms of your record that you've been in 4 seasons, not only is this Red Sox team finding ways to win games they shouldn't win, but you're also getting tonight one of the best matchups in baseball, I think, this season, right? With one of the top pitching prospects in the sport versus one of the best pitchers in the sport in Peyton Tolle versus Paul Skeens. I mean, who has it better right now than us Red Sox fans? I can't think of literally a single other fan base outside of maybe the Brewers. Man, we've been waiting for this, right? We've been waiting for a situation where you're coming into September in the spot that you're in. We've been waiting for the situation where this team is getting carried by these young players, and that's exactly what's happening, right? We've gone through 3 long years on this channel with coming into September just sort of being like, well, maybe they have some sort of miracle run here. This is the first time on this channel where we can sit here and say they're coming into September a legitimate threat to not only make the postseason, but make a deep run in the postseason. The Red Sox are being aggressive to match that kind of energy. I am unbelievably excited to see what Fenway Park's going to look like this weekend. I'm unbelievably excited to see what Peyton Tolle is going to look like this weekend. And I'm unbelievably excited about the Boston Red Sox. So I'm having a good day, a good enough day where I was able to make myself look like an idiot with this mustache in honor of the piglet coming up and joining Garrett Crochet, which, by the way, that first picture of Peyton Tolle with Garrett Crochet is going to be electric, right? The Red Sox fans are going to use that picture for the rest of the year. Regardless, today's a good day. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? What do you think about this series? What do you think about the call-up? What do you think the move's going to be to get him on this roster? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, if you you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Just simply helps out a ton. It's the best way to let me know you're enjoying the content. Don't forget, if you guys want to listen instead of watch, all you got to do is head over to your favorite podcasting app and look up Red Seat Radio. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the Red Seats.